Hey everybody, this is Emily Horn again with Texas Right to Life. We have one final budget update for you. In case you weren't tired enough of all the budget updates yesterday, we are so excited to bring you the final report after last night. I do want to give you a chance really quick, if you wouldn't mind, just like or interact with this post, this live video. If you can share it on your page so others can join in. Invite your friends to see it. We would love to tell everybody. It was a big banner night for us last night. I really want to tell you all the stories, so I'm going to give you all a second to do that. Don't forget to follow Texas Right to Life on Facebook, where you can get these updates, or on Twitter if you're a tweeter, at TX Right to Life. We would love to see you there too. That's kind of where the play-by-play real-time updates are. So give us a chance to follow us on Facebook. Go ahead and share this video. We are really excited. I do want to give you the update from last night that is so exciting and very great. And the reason you didn't hear this update yet is because this happened about 2 a.m. last night was when we finally left the Capitol. So it was a late night, a very long night. It had the capacity to be a much longer night, but your pro-life representatives are really working hard on the floor for you, and we have so many people that contribute to this victory, and we want to make sure to thank them, and we will name some names as I get on these stories, but you really had some great pro-life representatives working hard for you last night, really working for the cause of life, so we are thankful. We also just want to thank you for praying last night and supporting us. We saw a lot of Facebook comments, a lot of tweets, just how many people were watching the budget and praying for us and praying for our guys on the floor, and we could feel that. It made a huge difference. So I think we could really feel that presence last night. So quick update, you did hear from John last night that we got a huge victory funding the Alternatives to Abortion program last night. That just is amazing. It's something we've been working on all session. They had been underfunded, and we needed $16.7 million to fund them at an adequate level so they can continue to grow and serve the women in our state. We actually got $20 million last night. That was unexpected. That was a total gift. And it was just amazing how that all came together. It was totally the Lord's work. We were so excited. And so I want to tell you a little bit about how that happened. So really quick, we want to thank Representative Matt Krause, Representative Tan Parker, Matt Rinaldi for all the work they did on this, Representative Matt with the Environmental Air Quality Agency in the state, where they had actually been budgeted $25 million more than they asked for. Everyone keeps hearing about how this is a tight budget. There's not enough funds to go around. We just don't know where we're going to cut these funds. And somehow they got $25 million over their request, and no one really knew why. And in fact, Matt Krause's office called the air quality program, and they said, do you know why? Do you know where this money came from? Do you know why you got it? And they said, no, we really don't need it. We're not really going to be too hurt if you take it. And so Matt Krause said, that sounds good to me. I think the women and children of Texas need this money more. And so he had an amendment onto Representative Mike Scofield's amendment to make sure that's where the money came from, because we could see that it was a great place with some surplus where it wasn't needed as badly. So we took that money, and it's truly amazing how thin the hypocrisy was by the pro-abortion Democrats on the House floor, because this same program that had a surplus is something that they had voted earlier in the day to take money from. But the minute that it was being used for a pro-life program that serves pregnancy centers, adoption agencies, and maternity homes, and women through their child's second birthday when they choose life in difficult circumstances, the minute that it was going towards that program, they threw a fit on the floor, and they said, it's amazing that Republicans and pro-lifers will take these desperately needed funds and just throw it in this program that's not worthy, and it's not a good program, and we don't need to see it grow. And Representative Matt Krause said, this is something that y'all voted earlier today to take money from, but yet you seem to think that it's not okay to take the money from this program now. So kind of pointing out the hypocrisy on the floor, because there was a lot of disingenuous attacks on this amendment, on this program. In the end, I think it passed with, I want to say, 94 votes. So it was a big, big victory for us. And again, that's $20 million, and we are so excited that amendment went so successfully. The other big update last night, and this was the really late night one. This happened sometime between 1 and 2 a.m. I don't know. We were really tired. I was in the gallery just watching. So for several hours, they had been moving at a very slow pace through all the amendments that they had to go through. And it was 465 pages of amendments that they were trying to get through. And I'm saying around 10 p.m., they were still at about 225, and the members were getting restless. They were getting really tired. I do see that people are liking this post, so thank you so much. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Feel free to share it, and so more people can hear about this part of the story, which is really great. So about 10 p.m., is when everyone started getting pretty tired. They had been at it for 12 hours. There was a lot of talk about ending debate, which means that the other, 240 pages of amendments would kind of just be left indefinitely in the air. And our amendment was all the way at the end. I want to say on page 379. It was really close to the end, and it was getting kind of risky with how far away it was and how tired the members were getting. And so Matt Rinaldi, Dan Parker, Matt Krause, Drew Springer, they all started looking at this and they said, we really need this amendment that ensures that abortion providers and their affiliates do not get state taxpayer funding. This is something that we should have passed years ago. It is outrageous. It is outrageous that it hasn't been done yet. We've kind of had this whack-a-mole game going on where we've taken money from one program and another program, and Planned Parenthood is crafty, and they find a lot of different programs that they can suck money from the state from. And it's time to end this. It's time to end this game. And so Representative Drew Springer had an amendment, Representative Matt Rinaldi had an amendment. Representative Rinaldi's amendment contained some language that we had worked on for a number of years. It was very thorough, very specific, very well crafted, but there was already some preemptive attacks on his amendment. So what ended up happening was he was able to work with Representative Springer, kind of combine their amendments, make sure it was the strongest possible version of both their amendments, make sure that the affiliate question was fully taken care of. And we have to say thank you to Representative Springer because he was so helpful in just making sure these amendments merge to the best possible good of the state and pro-life Texans and all Texas tax 9. And it was about 250, and everyone was being restless, and the talk about ending the debate was getting kind of louder and stronger. And so Representative Parker and Representative Smithy worked out a deal where, there was a lot of behind the scenes work, but they were actually able, before all debate ended, they were able to pluck this one page, this one amendment, out of about 100 other pages, bring it to the front, and hold the vote on that amendment before every other amendment. That was the last vote they took before they ended all the debate on all the rest of the amendments. So out of the 100-something amendments that were left, ours is the only one that passed. I cannot stress enough how miraculous this was and how hard the work was to get this amendment passed. And like I said, it was the only one out of that last quarter of the budget that had the vote. And it's just really amazing what our pro-life members did on the floor to make sure that happened. We are so happy. So that was a very late night update. I don't think a lot of you would have been watching live or awake at that time if we had given you the update then. So we wanted to make sure not to forget and give you the update now. It was a big victory. It was a very big night for the pro-life movement and for our pro-life members who really fought tirelessly to make sure that we had all those victories. So it's not done. The next part is what's called a conference committee, which means the Senate and the House pass different versions of the budget. And I'm sorry, that's my phone going off in the background. It's so unprofessional. But anyway, this House and the Senate have to make sure that they come together, put their budgets together, and we have to make sure that our pro-life wins do not get unattached or fall off in the process. So that's a really important step, and that's something that we'll be watching closely. So it's not over till it's over. We want to make sure that that's the next step, and we'll be keeping you updated during that process as well. But last night was a great night for the pro-life movement. And like we said, we don't know if we'll get any other pro-life votes on the floor. So this may be the only wins we get. So we are very excited to have these wins and to have our members fighting so hard for us. It's a big night for life. And we want to thank you all, like I said, for your prayers and support and everything that you were telling us last night, just how you were watching and praying and encouraging us. It meant a lot, and it led to some great victories. So it's not over. We'll have a lot of updates for you next week. Don't forget to tune in. Again, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. We'll keep you updated. So we hope to see you soon, and we'll be back with more news. Thank you.